guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about my top 3 stock picks for the month of August. August is quick approaching. I don't know where July went. It was crazy, but we hit 6,000 subscribers. In fact, we're well over that number now. We're almost at 6.4 thousand subscribers, so help me get to 7,000 subscribers by the second week of August. I think that's a good goal to have, and I think we can get there. Now, a lot of you might be watching this because you found my channel because of the video I did on CleanSpark. CleanSpark is an awesome company, and as soon as I recommended it, it has shot up like crazy over the past 2 days. Some people call it the Rex effect. I call it the Rex effect, just when I say to buy stocks, you buy them and you make money. It happened with Workhorse. It happened with CleanSpark. So today we're going to introduce 3 more of those companies to you. Now, I'm joking. Eventually I'm going to have a bad stock pick. Nobody's perfect, but I've had pretty dang good success. So if you guys are here because of that CleanSpark video, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know how many of you guys ended up buying shares of CleanSpark and at what price you bought them at. Now, speaking of July and how it just flew by, wow, I could be a poet, couldn't I? Our July stock picks video, where I picked 3 stocks for the month of July video, got, as you can see to my left, 161 likes. If we don't hit 200 likes this video, I'm going to be disappointed. So that's the goal. If you guys enjoy this video, hit the like button down below. Let's hit 200 likes. We can do this thing. Now, speaking of this video, speaking of this July 2020 video, how did we do? Well, the first stock I recommended buying for the month of July was Eros International. I recommended buying that company at $3 a share, and today it's sitting right around $3.83 per share. Now, a lot of you guys have been wondering where I am standing with Eros International on the stock right now. For those of you that are interested in that, stay tuned for next Monday. Next Monday, I'll have a video going over where I stand with Eros International, if I think it's still a good buy, if I sold my shares, if I bought more shares. I'll go through all of that stuff. I'll go through the merger with STX Entertainment, which is the main catalyst for the stock right now. So stay tuned for Monday if you're one of those people. So yes, we won that stock. I recommended buying at $3 a share, and it's sitting at $3.83 per share, so that first pick was a win, baby. That was a success. Now, the second stock that I recommended buying was Upwork, ticker symbol UPWK. I recommended buying this company at $14.44 a share. Upwork is pretty much just another Fiverr if you've heard of that website. They are the link between the customers and the service providers, and they link those two together. Say I want to get a deck built in my backyard, I can go onto Upwork and hire a freelancer or somebody to do that deck work for me. That's what Upwork does. Again, I recommended buying this company at $14.44 a share. And today, as of recording this video, it's sitting at $14.42 a share. So that was a defeat and a loss by 2 cents. Now, hopefully, the after hours market today can help me out and turn that into a win. The next and final stock I recommended for the month of July was Cirrus Logic, ticker symbol CRUS. I recommended buying that company at $61 a share, and if it dropped any lower than that, I said you need to be loading the absolute boat. And well, it dropped below $60 a share, and at one point even hit the $56 range. And if you loaded up the boat at those levels like I recommended, you would have turned a nice profit this month, because today Cirrus is sitting at $66.25. So altogether, I recommended buying the stock at $61 and below. And if you bought, you would have at least turned a $5.25 per share profit. So that was a win and a victory in the books for me. I should mention all 3 of the companies I recommended for the month of July, I still would consider as buy ratings, meaning I would suggest all of my viewers to buy those 3 companies still, even at the prices they're at today, because in the long run, all 3 of them, 3 out of 3 are going to be winners, and I know that for a fact. So if you're interested in buying any of those 3 companies, do it. So, without further ado, let's get to what you guys came here for. You guys came here for my top 3 stock picks for the month of August. So my first recommendation for the month of August is Tortoise Acquisition. Ticker symbol is SHLL. They are reverse merging and acquiring Hyliion. Tortoise Acquisition is a blank check company, so they're part of the whole SPAC wave that's going crazy right now. If you invest in SPACs before they announce what they're going to be merging with, it's pretty much free money in today's market. So congrats to you guys that bought when Tortoise Acquisition was $10 a share. It went up to the 30s, $32 a share, and now it's back down to the $19 per share levels. So what exactly does Hyliion do? Because after this acquisition goes through, it's not going to be called Tortoise Acquisition anymore. It's going to be called Hyliion. Tortoise Acquisition is reverse merging and using a SPAC to merge with Hyliion. What does Hyliion do? Well, they're focused on eliminating carbon intensity by revolutionizing Class 8 powertrains. Class 8 powertrains are the powertrains that go on tractors. In other words, they're the powertrains that go on semi-trucks and trailers. Hyliion is a part of the electric vehicle wave. Electric vehicle stocks have just been on the tear lately over the past month. If you guys invested in an electric vehicle manufacturer, chances are you turned a nice profit in the month of July. And I think that wave is going to continue to go over the next 5 to 10 years. There's a lot of people that think there won't be anything other than electric vehicles on the roads come 5 years from now, which is crazy to think about. So the electric vehicle manufacturing industry is becoming crowded by all of these companies that want to do the same thing. They want to make an electric vehicle that is road ready and that families can drive. So they're focused on making family vehicles. You have Tesla, you have Fisker, just you name it. There's so many companies out there right now that want to be a part of this electric vehicle industry. And there is harsh news for a lot of these companies out there. You need 2 things in order to survive the electric vehicle industry wave and not get crowded out or bought out or just pushed out of the market. To succeed in the electric vehicle industry, you need your product to be part of its own niche. Meaning, you can't be a manufacturer of electric vehicles that are supposed to tend to families, because Tesla's already got a 5-year head start on all of these companies that are just now trying to start that up. You need a niche, meaning semi-trucks. There aren't very many electric vehicle manufacturers out there that are focused on semi-trucks and powertrains in particular. In Workhorse's example, they're focused on electric delivery vehicles. Tesla isn't focused on that. Hyliion isn't focused on that. Nikola isn't focused on that. Workhorse has their own niche. Hyliion has their own niche in the Class 8 powertrain industry. They're revolutionizing it and making it all electric. Their services include transferring a diesel powertrain into an electric powertrain. In addition to that, they sell their own semi-trucks and they sell their own powertrains to start off with, so you don't have to make that transition to an electric powertrain. The second thing you need to succeed in the ever so crowded electric vehicle industry is a head start. This is pretty simple. I mentioned Tesla has a 5-year head start at least on all other companies that want to make electric vehicles for the everyday driver or the everyday family that needs a vehicle to transport from point A to point B. Workhorse has a 2-year head start on any other company that wants to enter the electric delivery vehicle space. They have a 2-year head start on the drone delivery space. You need a head start in this industry in order to succeed. Hyliion has a head start. They're already making revenues. They are already performing their services, and people are already buying their products right now in 2020. Companies like Fisker and Nikola, you have to wait till the end of 2021 at least before they're going to see any form of revenues. Hyliion already has revenues. They have massive revenue growth potential and high revenue growth anticipated by the company's management over the next 5 years. So Hyliion has at least a 1 to 2 year head start on anybody else that wants to manufacture electric semi-trucks or tractors. Moving on to company number 2 is a company I've talked about a lot. It's the company that's practically grown my YouTube channel for me, and it's made me all of my money this year. I originally bought in at $2.84 a share, which is when I made my first video on the company and recommended buying the stock to my viewers. Today we're sitting over $16 per share, and at one point the stock even hit $22 a share. And as you can see, we're well on our way back up to those levels, and I think we're going to be back at those levels very, very shortly. Now let me explain why. Side note, if you see my average cost down here, I just mentioned I bought the shares at $2.84. I averaged up on my position because of how confident I am in this company. But again, I'm not going to be going into a whole lot of detail on the company. I've talked about them a little bit in this video already. If you guys want to learn more about Workhorse, I have 4 to 5 to 6 other videos on Workhorse already posted on my channel. So just go to my channel below and watch any of those videos and you're going to learn a lot about the company. So Workhorse has a huge catalyst that's going to be announced any day now. Workhorse is one of 4 companies left in the remaining race to be a winner of the $6.3 billion United States Postal Service contract. If you guys want to know why Workhorse is going to win this contract without a doubt, watch this video. I'll leave a card up there, and there will be a link down in the description to that video as well. So if you're wondering why I'm so confident in this company, why I'm so confident they're going to win this contract, watch that video and it will explain all of the reasons. So like I said, it's a $6.3 billion contract that Workhorse is in the running for. In addition to that, they're the only all-electric manufacturer of a vehicle that's in that race to win that contract. And those of you that have kept up with the stock market and its daily moves, its daily risers, Kodak. It was recently announced that they will receive a $765 million loan from the United States government to produce generic active pharmaceutical ingredients to reduce America's dependency on foreign drug makers. Now, I just got done mentioning Workhorse's contract, not loan, is worth $6.3 billion. A loan has to be repaid, which is what Kodak was given. A contract doesn't have to be repaid, and it's an order for many, many vehicles to be produced by Workhorse. So Kodak stock has risen by 1,440% just on the news that they're receiving a $765 million loan from the government. This gives me faith and a huge confidence that Workhorse stock is absolutely going to blow the top off, and they are going to skyrocket when the United States Postal Service contract is awarded to them. Now, given this is a big deal, Kodak is going to be switching up the drug industry across the world. The United States is moving to manufacturing and producing their pharmaceutical ingredients inside America's borders versus depending on other countries for those ingredients. It's a big shift in that industry, and Kodak's share price has risen accordingly and respectively, and it should have risen that much. But again, this was only a $765 million loan that has to be repaid eventually. So I mentioned Kodak shares rose 1,440%. If Workhorse even matches that rise on the $6.3 billion contract, that would mean Workhorse's share price would be $230 per share. I think we're going to see a huge pop, even if it's not that much. We're going to see Workhorse shares at over $100 a share easily, especially if they're awarded the full contract. So my third and final stock recommendation for the month of August is Sirius XM. This is the boringest recommendation that I have for this month by far. However, there are several key things and ingredients that Sirius XM has that's going to push their share price a lot higher going into the end of the year. They report earnings tomorrow morning pre-market, which is on July 30th. So depending on when you're viewing this video, their earnings may or may not have come out yet, but I would suggest buying this company in the month of August, regardless of what those earnings say. Obviously, Sirius XM owns Sirius XM, XM Radio. In addition to that, though, they own 100% of Pandora, and they have a minority stake in SoundCloud. I truly believe SoundCloud is eventually going to be fully acquired by Sirius XM, which is a big deal because for those of you that are older and not part of the younger generations, SoundCloud is the future. There are a lot of people out there that want to be the next big rapper. A big rapper that came off of the SoundCloud platform was Juice WRLD. SoundCloud makes money from all members that try and become the next big thing because they have to purchase a subscription. Sirius XM is great at subscription models. It's what their business is based off of. So if Sirius XM eventually acquires SoundCloud 100%, it's going to be very bullish for the company. Now, Sirius XM has produced positive return to investors over each of the last 13 years. There's not very many companies, if any, out there that can say that, regardless of the 2008 crash, regardless of the 2019 crash at the end of the year, regardless of this COVID scare. They have produced a positive return for their investors each of the last 13 years. So this is a very, very safe growth company. You're not going to lose money if you hold this stock for the long term. At the end of 2019, Sirius XM was a $7.15 per share stock. They're not going to let that track record of 13 consecutive years of positive returns for investors go easily. Recently, Sirius XM announced that they'd be paying their regular cash dividend, and they added a further $2 billion to their stock repurchase program. If it really got down to it, Sirius XM could buy a ton of shares for cheap because shares are under $6 a share as of the time I'm recording this video. If they repurchase a lot of their shares at these levels, it's going to inflate the stock price and again produce a positive return for their investors by the end of 2020. Do I think they'll have to do that? No, but it's a possibility and I don't think they're going to let that track record go down lightly. In addition to that, as you see, they declared a quarterly cash dividend, which is going to be paid out to shareholders at the end of August. So if you want to receive that dividend, make sure you buy in at the close of business on August 7th is the deadline for that. In addition to that, Sirius XM has heavily invested into podcasts over the past few months. They've acquired a couple companies that are big in the podcasting industry and the monetization of podcasts, all that jazz. They recently announced the acquisition of Stitcher. They'll be acquiring Stitcher by the end of quarter 3, which is the quarter we are currently in. Stitcher is the home of the Office Ladies podcast, Freakonomics podcast. A lot of popular podcasts are hosted by Stitcher. In addition to that, Sirius XM is backed by the great Warren Buffett. If Warren Buffett invests in a company, it's pretty safe to say that you're going to make money in the long term. Maybe not the short term if we see another scare, but the long term, it's easy money if Warren Buffett is backing you. So with that, guys, that's all I had for you guys today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Again, let's get this video to 200 likes. We were so close last month. Let's just smash through that this month. I know we can. Let me know if you're going to be buying any of these companies down below in the comments section. Also, comment any stock picks or recommendations you have for the month of August that I didn't mention in this video. With that, I'll be back with a brand new video on Friday. Have a great rest of your day and a great Thursday. Peace out.